I might just let this find me. Never trust a big butt and a smile worth the Ronnie.
What's up, you guys? I am Ronnie Amori and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you my top 5 movies that I am still looking forward to that we were supposed to get in 2020. I don't have to go into great detail. We all know what's been going on, and due to quarantine, movie theaters have closed and they're just now starting to open back up. But some movies that we were supposed to get this year still are being postponed to next year or later on this year. Some are still undecided. But I have my top list of what I'm still looking forward to, and I have my own opinion of how I feel about going to the movies at this time, and that's going to be later on in this video. But if you guys want to hear my list, just keep on watching. Starting off with my number 5 pick is A Quiet Place Part 2. Depending on where you were, what you were doing back in March was the month where everything started to close down and, you know, started to go into quarantine mode. And A Quiet Place 2, we were supposed to get it on March 20th is when it was originally supposed to be released. And me and my friends were so excited to go see this movie. We had been talking about it for months. The trailer for the movie had got us really excited. I'm a big fan of the first Quiet Place movie, and I thought that part 2 looked like, you know, it was going to answer some of the questions that were left unanswered in the first one. And it was either that Wednesday or that Thursday of that week of the 20th where it was announced that, you know, everything would be closing down and, you know, quarantine was going to be in full effect, and so the movies had closed. It was understood, you know, very understandable, but it was kind of a bummer because we were so close to getting this movie, and we were so, like I said, me and my friends were so excited to go see it that weekend. Originally, A Quiet Place was postponed to September 4th. It was going to be released this month, but due to the pandemic, it is now postponed to April 2021. It was predicted to do very well at the box office, so I kind of understand why they keep pushing it back. They want to make the most money that they possibly can. And even though theaters are starting to open back up, I think studios are trying to see, you know, what the number of audiences are actually going to see movies at the movies now, because I know people like myself are still kind of uncomfortable, you know, doing those kind of activities, and I know some movie theaters are like taking precautions and still having restrictions in force, which is good, but not everybody's going to be comfortable going to, you know, movie theaters. So I think some studios are going to continue to postpone their movies as long as they can until they know, okay, we can probably make the most money at this time if we release it this month or on this date. It makes sense. Now for my number 4 pick. My number 4 top movie I'm still looking forward to is Antlers. Antlers is a supernatural horror movie that follows a school teacher and her police officer brother, where they become convinced one of her students is concealing a supernatural creature. So this is a creature film, a monster movie, if you will. And when I saw the trailer for this, it was really the atmosphere and the tone of the film. Like, it's definitely one of the kind of movies that I am always interested in seeing because I love monster movies. I'm a big horror fan in general, so every movie on my list is a horror movie, just to let you guys know, because I'm a big horror fan, and I really thought this movie looked really great. It looked original. The tone, the vibe, the atmosphere of the trailer, of the movie itself, it seems like something that's going to be really creepy. And I want to know exactly what the monster is.
Excuse me, this is a myth.
For you, yeah.
Number 3 is Spiral from the Book of Saw. Saw is one of the most iconic series in the horror genre itself. Of course, some sequels have been better than others, but personally, I'm a huge fan of the Saw series. I love the Saw films, and when this was announced by Chris Rock I believe that the idea of the film came from Chris Rock himself, and then, you know, the script was written, and, you know, it's directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, who directed one of the Saw sequels. I think Saw 3, I think he directed originally. And I remember seeing the trailer for this and seeing Samuel Jackson and Chris Rock, and I'm excited to see this. I know a lot of people are skeptical over, you know, what is this going to be about, what the story is going to be about, how is this going to tie into the original timeline, and, you know, Chris Rock being a comedian, you know, what exactly is his idea of how to further this franchise. But I'm excited to see it. It looks like a regular Saw film. I'm excited to see what the twist is going to be, how it's going to tie into the original franchise. And if anything, Samuel Jackson is in it, and Samuel Jackson is great in everything he's in.
You wanna play games, motherfucker?
So before I get into my top 2 picks, I do want to give some honorable mentions of some other films I'm looking forward to seeing. Antebellum, starring Janelle Monáe. That is coming out on September 18th on Video on Demand. So if that is a movie that you've been looking forward to seeing as well, you will be able to see it soon on Video on Demand. I know I can't wait to see it. Another one is The Conjuring 3. This is the third one. This is the third one, right? The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. That was originally supposed to come out on September the 11th, and we haven't gotten a trailer or like any official pictures from the production itself, but they have already postponed it to next year for it to come out. Number 2 is Candyman. Candyman was one of those movies I saw when I was little that gave me my first like nightmares. I guess you could say, like those nightmares you get from seeing like scary movies. Candyman was definitely one of the first ones that actually gave me nightmares. Tony Todd was just so creepy, scary, intimidating. Like he played the role of Candyman very well. And this movie is like it's described as a spiritual sequel. I'm aware of how this movie does tie into the original Candyman film, but for anybody who doesn't know, I won't spoil it. I'm excited to see what the actual story is going to be. I've heard some rumors and I've read some reviews, but I'm excited to see this. It's supposed to come out now October of this year still. Originally, Candyman was supposed to come out June 12th. Of 2020, and then it got postponed to September, and now they have postponed it to October 16th. As of right now, it is still scheduled to release October 16th of this year. I don't think they're going to push Candyman back. I think they're going to keep it on its release date for October 16th. I really want to go see it. I'm still undecided if I'm going to go to the theaters to go see it, but I really, really, really want to see this, and so I might make an exception to go see Candyman. I might make an exception. I might, but if I do, y'all will see my review on the movie. So
I dare you.
Candyman.
Candyman.
Candyman. Candyman.
Don't say that.
This one hurts my heart. Okay, my number 1 is Halloween Kills. This was announced back when the Halloween reboot or sequel, whatever you want to title it, came out back with Jamie Lee Curtis, and it's this kind of an alternate timeline, an alternate storyline where Michael Myers and Laurie Strode are not related in any kind of way. And I really appreciated that they did this with this. It's kind of cool having, like, you know, you're having a horror movie franchise have kind of different not timelines, but different plot points to where, okay, this is a possibility of happening, or I don't really know how to explain it. That's kind of confusing. But either way, I love Halloween. I love Michael Myers. He's one of the icons of horror films. And it was cool seeing him and Laurie Strode go at it on the big screen again, and seeing Jamie Lee Curtis return after all these years into her, you know, role of Laurie Strode. So when it was announced that Halloween Kills was going to come out this year, it was announced last year, I was already sold. I was like, I can't wait. October 2020, hurry up. I have to see this movie. It's been highly talked about by, of course, the producers and directors. They've said that this is going to be such a bigger film. It's going to be scarier. It's going to be bloodier. It's going to be just, you know, just what a sequel should be. It's just going to go bigger than what the first one did. And if you're a Halloween fan of any sorts, it sucks, but I completely understand. I knew I was fully prepared for them to announce that they were going to push this film back all the way till next year, but even when they made the announcement, it still just crushed me because it was the movie I was most looking forward to seeing this year, so it sucked. But again, I understand. And because it did so well at the box office, the first one, I knew that they weren't going to take any chances. They were just going to push it back a year because this is definitely going to do well at the box office, I think.
It's okay. Oh no. No, 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 no.
Alright, so that is my list of the top 5 movies I'm still looking forward to from 2020. Some that we are still getting this year, some that are coming out next year now. But let me know below what movies you are still looking forward to seeing, if there's any that have been, pushed back to next year that you are still excited or still anticipating. We were supposed to get a lot of great movies this year, so it sucks, but again, it's understandable because of what's going on. But that's it for today's video. Thank you guys again for watching, and be safe, be kind, and I'll see you next time.